That's what I'm talking about. Go in there with him, okay? Come on, go in there with him. Go in there with him. Go in there with him. Go in there with him.
Step away from the window.
Y'all can step away from the window. Y'all can come up down there. So y'all, I'm getting you one.
Step away from the window.
Let y'all know this is the second time I've been here with this shop disrespecting black women. This is over with. The last time it's gonna happen. Y'all step away from this window, or y'all stay here, continue to support these people that continue to disrespect y'all. When black men stand up for y'all by these clowns disrespecting us, we don't get the support we need from y'all. Y'all get away from that. Y'all come on out.
Come on out. Y'all need to come on out. You've been warned. We're going to shut it down.
Thank you.
All right. No problem.
Move.
All right. See that?
Move. I told you to move.
That's not right. Commission call police.
You get 911.
I told y'all to come out. Come out. Come out.
Back it up. The brother said he wasn't playing. He's not playing. He said he wasn't playing. He is not playing. That's okay. He knows. He knows. You got another one.
Yeah.
Take it in.
I got mine. I got mine. Stop playing. Y'all play too much. We talk too much. That's it. Quit playing. Stop disrespecting black women. I ain't say that.
Don't move. Don't move. Just put it in your pocket.
I'm not hiding. I'm not gonna keep doing it.
Yep. Come on up out of there.
Back it up, sister.
Ain't no question.
Yeah, okay.
So this is what happens.
I saw this particular video that you're looking at right now. You just finished watching on Tariq's page, and I said I'm definitely going to have to speak about this. So if y'all don't really know what was going on here based on the audio, if you couldn't really make it out, you had this black man right here, and I don't know his name, but you had this black man right here who this happened in Chicago. He went into a nail salon and pretty much confronted the nail techs that worked there. Now, if you notice, all the nail techs happen to be Asian, because most of the nail salons or nail techs and people who own beauty supply stores and everything here in the establishment are indeed Asian, Korean, however you want to put it. And he confronted them because he said that that particular location has been known to disrespect and mistreat the black women that frequent the shop there. And how ironic that most of the customers that were already sitting down in the chairs were black. I didn't see any other race of woman in there except them. The only other race of women that were there were the nail techs, and they are the workers, and you know they're Asian, and they just happened to be there. You know, of course, they were the workers. So he went in there and he confronted them about it, and then he pretty much he really went into a rage. Because if you saw in the beginning of the video, he was carrying a red bag, and in that bag was what he used to throw through those windows, which were those bricks. But he confronted them. And what I liked about in the video is that not only did he confront the Asian workers there, and maybe the owner, I don't know if the owner was visible in the video or not. Not only did he confront them, but he also talked about the black women that frequent the place. He's basically telling them, I don't know why y'all keep coming here knowing how they disrespect you. To get off this a little bit and go to another subject, if you remember last year in Oklahoma, you had that Asian store owner who attacked that black woman outside of that store. And, you know, she ended up leaking, and he went back in his store like it was nothing happened. Left her bleeding. And then all of a sudden, you know, it went viral. People said to boycott the store. And then all of a sudden, all it took for them was to throw a 50% or off sign, like a sale sign on the door. And you had a flock of black women go and line up in that place and to get that sale. Meanwhile, you had black men holding signs telling them to boycott the store and not to go in the store. Then you had the lightest and the loudest one out there, as bright as the sun, coming yelling that man's face, mind you, it was very disrespectful because this was her elder. This man was old enough to be her dad, possibly even her grandfather. And they were telling them is to not go in that store because how they disrespected another black woman. But they didn't care. All they cared about was getting, the latest whatever, wig, weave, whatever they wanted. And all they saw was that sale sign. That was all it took to lure them in there. And this goes back to that video I just did about accountability and black women, for the most part, lacking it. This right here is a perfect example of it. But I'm not going to go too deep back into that topic. That I left that there for, that it is what it is. But now that comes back full circle with this one. So this man was fed up. So he was like, okay. And, he walked out. Now, if you look in the video, you can tell that by the way that the women were sitting in that chair. And I'm not talking about the nail tech. I'm talking about the customers. They did not take that man seriously at all, except for the woman that was recording. I don't know if the woman that was recording was with the guy or if she just saw the guy and she just like her antennas went up and said something is about to go down. And she was basically telling them, y'all need to back up because this man is not playing. And she had to say it a few times. He even said it that he wasn't playing. And you had some of the women there that was sitting there like stone cold zombies, as if this man was not serious. He was telling them to move out of the way because he was looking out for their safety. He didn't want them to get hit by the brick or the glass that would shatter. So, she kept telling them to move out the way. Before you know it, he walks out of the store when they tell him to leave and get out. And then, the woman recording it, she says something and one of the nail techs agrees with her, and all of a sudden, psh, psh, you hear 2 bricks come through that window and glass shatter everywhere. And then that lady said, see, I told you to move, because you had that one other lady that just ran and was like, oh, he was serious. You think? The man walked up there with a red bag that had that was full of bricks. Like, if you look at the video, like, that bag was heavy. He came prepared with those bricks ready to launch. And then, after he was throwing the bricks and everything like that, I think one of them ricocheted off of the glass and hit a car. That's why you heard the car alarm in the video. And then, he's still talking, outside the store, and he takes a couple more bricks and throws a couple more through the window. And then the police showed up, and, they ended up, he was still talking and shit, and then he gets arrested. Now, he willingly walks over there because he knew he was going to get arrested. He didn't care. He did not. At that point, he was fed up. He was done. He was like, nothing is being done. But, he said, this is my warning. This is my warning to you that we are hearing what people are saying about your establishment. Now, I'm going to pause on this one right quick. I'm going to come back to it. If y'all remember, it was some Asian store owners in Africa. And I talked about this story before. It happened. It was a country in Africa. I want to say it was Kenya. I could be wrong. Where they own this store and they planted their store in an African country where the nation is predominantly melanated, and they are the outsiders. They are the strangers. They're not of the land. They're just there visiting. As far as we know, they just set up shop. They told the people that are from there who lived there for years that they could not come there after a certain time. So what happened? They closed up their shop. Those people that they disrespected came back with Molotov cocktails and whatever they used to burn, and burned that sucker to the ground. When them people came back, it was nothing there but smoke and ash. Ran them out. I don't even think they set up shop there anymore. They ran them out of there. And that's what literally was about to happen. This was literally on a lighter side of things happened here. He didn't burn the place to the ground. He just threw some bricks through the windows, which could definitely be replaced because of insurance, unless they plan on making him pay for it, in which he probably was like, fuck it. But he wanted to send a warning shot to them saying that we hear what people are saying about you. And, something just had to be done. Now, one of the most on-code things that happened with this, and I found this out from Tariq's caption about the video, is that this man got bailed out the same day he got arrested, and it was the community that actually paid his bail because the video went viral. They saw what he was doing, and they paid his bail to get him out of jail. Now, some people will say he shouldn't have done that and everything like that. And I actually did see in the comment section, under Tariq's video, and I saw so many people saying, man, he shouldn't have done that. And it was mostly us that were saying it. Man, he shouldn't have done that. He's going to go to jail. He's going to have to pay for it. You know what's so funny? you have so many of us that will say that black men need to lead, or black men need to take charge, and black men need to do this. This guy did what he felt he had to do to push back. Because if y'all don't know, black men, and men in particular, but especially black men, are known to, or should be known to, push back against the establishment, especially since the establishment has pushed back or pushed up against us for so long. And this is merely us just getting our frustration out. There was a term that was often said that men oppose the environment and women nest in it. So it was natural that most women wouldn't act in that way. Not in most cases, maybe in some, but not in most. And this guy was literally doing that. He was opposing the environment that he was in at that point. But you had so many people in the comment section saying he shouldn't have did this. And I'm like, aren't y'all some of the same ones that say black men need to lead and they need to take charge? They need to do this and do that. And he's doing that in his own way. And y'all are upset with it. Truth be told, many of you are comfortable with the environment that you're in. And it was actually some black men that were saying what I'm saying right now in that comment section. Many of them are nesting. Oh, yes, I went there. It is a lot of black men that are nesting in the environment right now with their woman or with their mother. And like I said, this guy had literally wasn't biased when he was going at the people in the shop. He was talking about the Asians in there and the black women that were there being customers. Because he says, y'all know what's going on and y'all still decide to frequent this establishment even after what is happening, and you're still coming here. And they didn't take him seriously up until he threw them bricks. And then that's when they started to get scared or get frantic and everything like that. I bet it was so many toxic masculinities and all this, that, and the third thrown around in his direction when it happened. But in that moment, he didn't give a damn. He really didn't. You want to know what's very ironic about this whole thing? The person that put him in cuffs was a black female cop. Many of y'all probably didn't even catch that. I caught that. Now, I'm not saying that was by design, but it's very ironic that was the case. But kudos to the people that actually put their coin together to get this man out. You know what it reminded me of? Dwayne Stafford, the one that put hands on Dylan Roof, and they put money on his books to get him out after he put hands on Dylan Roof when he was in that shower. Because they saw what this man was trying to do. And apparently this nail shop must have had complaints and multiple complaints in the past for them to even want to put money on his books to get him out. And his bail probably wasn't even that high. But he most likely will have to pay for the damages, which he probably doesn't even care to, doesn't even mind paying. But he just had to send, a message that occurred, and they probably going to put a restraining order saying he can't even come anywhere near that shop anymore. And that's probably about it. But that's just that was just an imagery of someone who was fed up, who was just fed up with the foolishness. But it's unfortunate that the people he did it for, or did it in the honor of, quote unquote, it seems to me that many of them aren't fed up, or it doesn't seem many of them have had enough. Not based on the way that they sat comfortably in those chairs while he was doing that. They didn't move until after he threw the bricks. They did not take him seriously when he came in there and he asserted his authority. He came in there very on the intimidation tip. But he did not care. He didn't hesitate. He didn't shake. He didn't break. And you know what? I can't even really knock him for it, to be quite honest. However, some will question, did he just throw the cape on? For some people that probably would not do it for him, or for people that might seem ungrateful for why he did it. And he told you why he did it. Because he knows nothing's going to happen to that group that comes off as disrespectful. So what is the next best option? To push back against it and, do it as a warning shot. At the end of the day, nobody got injured, at least not from what I heard. No shards of glass hit anybody. Nobody got hit with the bricks. and whatnot. But you know, let's just say it was a warning shot. It was a warning. It was a clear-cut message. I bet you, well, I'm not gonna say I bet you they won't do it again, but they might think twice, because he get wind of it. He might come back, and this time he might come with more people, and he probably won't come with a bag of bricks next time. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.